All right, thank you for starting your Friday with us here on KCTV 5 Plus. We're going to turn to some breaking news out of St. Louis this morning. Police killed one person in a shooting at Lambert International Airport. That shooting happened around 1 this morning inside Terminal 1. St. Louis County Police confirmed these details.
This morning about 1 a.m., officers from the STL Airport Police were involved in an officer-involved shooting here in Terminal 1. The officers were doing routine security checks and clearing the areas for anyone who's not supposed to be in certain areas. And they did encounter an individual who refused to leave and displayed a knife.
Okay, so we do want to turn back to our sister station, KMOV, their website now. We do know that the suspect refused to drop the weapon. Officers then tased him. Police say that the man continued to advance toward officers. An officer then fired, striking the suspect. Officials pronounced the man dead at the scene. Police say no other suspects were involved and reported no other injuries. Thankfully, St. Louis County Police, they are leading the investigation this morning.
Now, we did get a statement from Lambert Airport. They call this incident tragic. The airport praised the response, and operations have continued. Officials did close the Terminal 1 Metrolink station for about 3 hours, but we are going to continue to follow this breaking news. Again, this is from our sister station KMOV, and you can also download the KCTV5 News app for the latest developments as they come in.
And we do want to move to our local headlines here in the metro. Kansas City, Kansas police, they are searching for a person of interest in the city's latest deadly shooting. It happened at around 8:30 last night near 4th and Greeley. Officers found a man outside a home with an apparent gunshot wound. Authorities rushed him to the hospital, but he later died. Police have not released any more information at this time, but if you know anything about this shooting, you are asked to call police.
Now, over in Kansas City, Missouri, it's been a deadly week. Police now investigating its third homicide in the last 3 days. This latest shooting, it happened just before 8 last night near 55th and Wabash. The victim was found dead inside her car. Detectives did not say if they're looking for a suspect.
After enduring months of relentless vandalism and crime, the Crossroads community is demanding action right now. Residents have faced everything from broken windows and stolen cars to destructive side shows. But now, one community organization is stepping forward with a concrete plan to put a stop to the surge in crime. KCTV5's Gabby Luma joins us to explain this plan from community members.
KCTV5's Gabby Luma. After a year and recent months of a crime wave in the Crossroads, the community is asking for the city to help put a stop to it. Now, community members in the Crossroads coming to the city this morning, they'll be asking them to have KCPD off-duty officers patrolling the Crossroads, as well as bringing a drone launch pad to the area to help KCPD respond faster to those calls and emergencies. Those in the Crossroads say that they've suffered car break-ins as well as vandalism to their buildings. They're really just hoping to put a stop to this. That idea will be pitched this morning at 10 a.m.
All right, that was Gabby Luma reporting. Well, as holiday packages arrive at your front door, thieves aren't too far behind. We've seen it time and time again. Porch pirates stealing packages or gifts you bought with your hard-earned money, and it picks up this time of year. So now you can help police solve these crimes. Several local cities have camera programs, and it allows you to register yours with police so that they can use it to catch these criminals faster. KCTV5's Grace Smith is giving us a behind-the-scenes look at the technology.
With just your phone, you can register your security cameras with your local police department, and you can help solve crime right here in your neighborhood. I spoke to one woman who says she did it to help keep her 3 kids safe. That's what you'll hear if you come close to Amelia Clark's house, where she lives with her 3 little boys.
We got a lot of children here. Yes, it's definitely beneficial.
She bought that camera and registered it with the Kansas City, Kansas Police Department after a shooting happened across her street last Christmas Eve.
Had I had it running that day, we would have been able to see who did a drive-by shooting.
Going into the busy holiday season, right? You never know what's going to happen out there.
Detective Cameron Morgan with the Kansas City, Kansas Police Department says registering your security cameras can help catch criminals faster.
It just helps everyone in your neighborhood, not just yourself.
A process that takes 60 seconds and shows up in their system like this.
This is a house that's registered their cameras.
by going to their website. All you have to do is fill out your home address, your phone number, and how many cameras you have.
Just telling us that you have them is enough, so we can at least reach out and ask you, are your cameras up? Are they working? Do you have that video footage?
And the most important part, your privacy. Police cannot tap into your cameras.
It's very important to our ability to solve crimes without being really intrusive or walking up to your house and embarrassing you, basically.
But I was able to help the police then.
After Clark registered, another drive-by happened on her street. But this time, her camera caught everything.
I was able to show them the car was going so fast, I was able to slow it down and show it to them.
Detective Morgan says there are over 650 cameras registered. He would like to see those numbers in the thousands. You can find all of this information on our website, kctv5.com. In KCK, Grace Smith, KCTV5 News.
The Kansas City Police Department is putting more officers on the street. 32 men and women were sworn in and have now graduated from the police academy. One by one, they walked across the stage last night. You can see those smiles on their faces as they get set to begin a new career. The police department says nearly a third of its newest members are veterans. This also comes after the department put a heavy focus on recruitment. Around this time last year, KCPD told us it needed about 300 officers to be fully staffed. Congratulations to these new officers.
Yes, congratulations for sure. And some more positive news here. Everyone is safe after a scary situation in New Century and Gardner, Kansas. Residents, they couldn't go outside last night because a fire broke out at a business on Prairie Village Drive. Authorities say the building contained hazardous materials, and firefighters quickly put out the flames and lifted that shelter-in-place order within a couple of hours.
More than a dozen animals are now in good hands this morning. Rescuers saved them from a Tonganoxie woman who was court ordered to surrender them just months ago. It's an update to a story that we brought you just last week. The Leavenworth County Humane Society says they've taken in 10 dogs from 42-year-old Amanda Fleer's home. A judge sentenced her to 10 days of jail last week for violating her probation. The rescues started last Thursday when Fleer surrendered 18 flea-infested dogs. The Humane Society also recovered additional animals, including birds and reptiles. All the animals are now receiving treatment today. They will be available for adoption once they are spayed and neutered.
And look at them playing around and
So
having
cute.
fun. Glad they're okay. Well, the memory of Deputy Elijah Ming continues to live on. The county commission over in KCK voted to rename Heathwood Park baseball field last night as Elijah Ming Memorial Field. It's the park where he grew up playing baseball. KCTV5's Betsy Webster is in KCK with the emotional reactions of the honor.
Deputy Ming's name is etched on the fallen deputy's memorial here, honoring his service and his sacrifice. But his contributions to the community went beyond the badge.
Elijah Ming spent countless hours on this field as a kid. He played ball, but he also joined his parents and brothers mowing grass, cleaning up litter, making it a place where kids wanted to come.
Our whole goal was to keep them out of trouble, to keep them off the streets.
In college, Ming was a pitcher with a baseball scholarship.
And he ended up coaching, mentoring other kids.
Ming followed in his dad's footsteps when he became a law enforcement officer to serve the community he loved. His family was in the audience when the commission resolved to rename the ball field. It was an emotional moment for them, but nothing like the day that will come when they return to the ball diamond and see his name here.
I'll cry. I'm just gonna cry.
A ribbon cutting will take place in mid-December at the Ball Diamond. In Kansas City, Kansas, Betsy Webster, KCTV5 News.
And moving along with your news headlines this morning, Missouri Congressman Mark Alford is defending Kansas City as host for the World Cup come next year. It comes after President Donald Trump threatened to move games out of cities that he deems unsafe. Trump didn't name Kansas City specifically. 6 games are set to come to town next summer. Now, in a letter to the president, Alford praised the host committee for its focus on safety. He says that KC stands as the only host city in the heart of the United States. Alford projects the tournament will generate around $700 million.
But President Trump, can he actually move World Cup matches? Well, we did a fact check on these claims, and Trump has no power to independently relocate the matches. That's because FIFA signed agreements directly with host cities. However, FIFA can intervene if cities fail to meet safety standards.
Owners of the Country Club Plaza are weighing a master plan of changes over the next few decades. The plan could include a tax abatement for the Port KC. Potential costs to the new developments could reach up to $1.4 billion. But this week, Port KC tabled the tax plan, meaning no deal is done just yet. KCTV5 investigative reporter Samantha Boring spoke with the plaza to find out what's next.
Abatements are something that Port KC offers for big projects like Berkeley Riverfront. It's something the owners of the Country Club Plaza are looking to do as this area grows.
Happy holidays.
A gem of Kansas City. And this time of year, it's always busy.
My wife and I thought that there were more people around than there had been perhaps the previous couple times we had been down here.
The Country Club Plaza continues to evolve and change. It's a goal of the new owners, Gillen Property Group. And along with those new developments, it's going to take a lot of money to get there.
Port KC is a great tool here that's been utilized by a host of projects within Kansas City.
This week, a tax abatement proposal with Port KC was tabled. This was to issue bonds to the plaza for up to $1.4 billion that could go to projects.
That really gives us as developers kind of a tax certainty.
Dustin Bullard with the plaza says they'll know property tax costs as they add new buildings under this plan.
This is not money up front for us. This is not a check of $1 billion. This is looking at a 20 and 30-year horizon.
Though there are concerns. What could this mean for the public groups that get that tax money, such as schools, libraries, or public safety?
It won't be good if they cut their money off.
Kind of makes you have pause.
While there is that pause, that's part of why the tax plan is tabled. In a statement, Kansas City, Missouri Public Schools shared in part, quote, "The leadership at Kansas City Public Schools appreciates the Port KC board not rushing this project through in line with the district's request for increased participation and transparency." Bullard says they are working with Port KC to keep community needs supported.
We want to make sure that everybody is comfortable with the direction that we're headed.
Those with the plaza say next steps with Port KC are still in the works. Though as for the master plan, you can give your input this upcoming Monday at 6 p.m. at Unity Temple. From the Country Club Plaza, Samantha Boring, KCTV5 investigates.
Well, if you were planning to eat at the famous Arthur Bryant's barbecue today, you're going to have to wait. The barbecue staple is closed. The store at 17th and Brooklyn is dealing with flooding problems, and it says a water line on the second floor broke. But luckily, it didn't cause any major damage. The restaurant is 117 years old, and multiple presidents have eaten there, including Barack Obama in 2014. The restaurant says it hopes to reopen soon. What were we going to say?
Not what you want to hear ahead of game day on Sunday.
I know that they're closed. Well, maybe they can go to your favorite instead.
No.
Oh.
Okay, well, speaking of game day, it is going to be a high-stakes game at Arrowhead on Sunday as the Chiefs host the Indianapolis Colts. Kansas City is fighting to make their way back in the playoff picture. Last weekend, President Donald Trump criticized the league's revamped kickoff rules on a Fox broadcast. Our Neil Jones brought up that question to him, and Tobe didn't mince words.
This week desperately needing to get their season back on track. And that's the focus of assistant head coach and special teams coordinator Dave Tobe.
We just got to make plays. We're just not making plays like we did last year.
But after seeing President Donald Trump's recent criticism of the NFL's new kickoff rules, well, I had to ask the Chiefs special teams guru about that.
The president criticized the new kickoff rules when he was at the Washington game. What's your reaction?
He doesn't even know what he's looking at. He has no idea what's going on.
Strong words. But Tobe is one of the NFL's most respected assistant coaches, and when he talks, people listen.
He has no idea what's going on with the kickoff rule. So I'm going to take that for what it's worth. I hope he hears it.
Harold, go ahead.
Yeah.
But this guy's big, strong, and smart, almost presidential in bearing. Who knows, maybe he could run for office one day. After all, he was supportive when Chiefs kicker Harrison Butker visited President Trump in the White House.
He did a great job. I thought he represented himself well, he represented the Chiefs well, and he looked great up there.
Dave Dave Tobe running for president. That's an interesting thought, but there's only one real question. Will he ask me to be his vice presidential candidate? We'll keep you informed. In Washington, at Arrowhead Stadium, Neil Jones, KCTV 5 Sports.
Oh, Neil.
Vice President. All right. We'll see about that. Okay. So with that being said, the Chiefs' main focus is the team with the horseshoe. That means the Indianapolis Colts. So you can watch the game right here on KCTV 5 at noon on Sunday. But tonight, we're dedicating a half hour to the red and gold. So tune in for Kansas City Countdown as our sports team lays out what's going to take for the Chiefs to make the playoffs. Join us tonight at 6:30. Now, we want to turn really quick to a breaking traffic incident. This is I-435 northbound northwest of 291 highway, and it looks like westbound lanes are closed at this time, so you might want to find a way around this. Maybe you could try to take I-35 if possible. For those who are in this jam, it looks like it's going to be a while. We will try to do our best to keep you updated on when this will clear, but again, there is a 2-vehicle crash. This is I-435 northwest of 291 highway, so if you have to go this way, you might want to seek an alternative route, including maybe I-35 instead to get up north, and side streets as well.
And it looks pretty sad out there, if
Yeah.
we're being completely honest.
You can see the rain on the
I
on
know,
the
it was
lens.
hard coming in this morning. I wanted to roll back into bed. Well, speaking of the weather and what you can expect for the rest of the day today, as well as the weekend, we know the Chiefs are going to be playing at Arrowhead Stadium. We have meteorologist Stevie Stevenson coming your way with your weather update after the break. Stay with us.
Quite a rainy day out there on this Friday. We've had a first warning in place for today for almost a week now. So we've been keeping a very close eye on today's rain chances and this massive rain system that's been pushing through essentially all morning long, and it came to fruition. So that's what's bringing us the rain that you're seeing outside. We'll continue to keep this first warn intact until well through the afternoon and even into the evening as showers continue to linger and muddy up some of our Friday plans. Here's what we're seeing outside right now on radar over the past hour. You can see this is a pretty widespread system that has been slowly creeping northward since last night. We're finally starting to see some of the southernmost edges of that pull through the Kansas City metro. That may then lead to some dry hours for some of us through the afternoon. Now, we are going to keep rain chances on the board for the next several hours, and especially if you're located in northeastern Kansas or northern Missouri, you're still going to be dealing with this rain, and you're going to start tapping into rain if you haven't had any already. That's up for Bethany and Maryville and then the system will eventually push into Nebraska and Iowa. But it's been a very wet start to the day. I'm sure if you've gotten outside or even just looked out the window, you've been able to see that. And as of 10 a.m. this morning, we've already caught 1.25 inches of rainfall over at MCI. So we really needed this rain. We've been well behind schedule, and it's possible that we find even more, as I mentioned, through the rest of your morning and early afternoon. Midwest Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing camera showing you that rain has tried to stop for a lot of chunks of the metro. This is a live look outside, though, where you can still see those clouds sitting pretty low, and some of that rain is still dripping down on the camera there. Rain chances will continue at a 70% through the rest of this 10 o'clock hour. Then after that is when we finally start to roll that back. So 50% through the early afternoon. That first warning will stay in place until 6 o'clock on the dot. Then we'll pull those rain chances low enough to where they won't be as impactful and therefore warranting a first warn, though you could still see 20% chance of rain taking us through any Friday evening plans. Let's step through the latest data. Now, this is new for you this morning, from about 7 o'clock this morning, which has done a pretty good job of showing what this rain system is doing. So this is accurate right now, where it's keeping most of that rainfall north of I-70, north of the metro, but you can still see pockets of rain and spotty showers elsewhere in the viewing area. Then as we make our way into the early afternoon, again, most of that rain is sitting to the north of downtown, but you can still see some spotty showers elsewhere, including within the 435 loop through the afternoon. That's why we keep that first warn and why we keep that rain chance elevated until we get into the evening time. Some pockets of heavier rainfall still possible. We had a heavier dash of rain push through just about 30 minutes ago. I'm sure you were able to hear it outside if you're located on the west side of town, like we are in Fairway. But anyways, as we go into the rest of your Friday evening, you can still see some spotty showers out there, but overall starting to dry out into the rest of your Friday evening, though we will hold on to that cloud cover well into Saturday, and then we'll start to break up those clouds there into your Saturday morning, finally bringing back sunshine to go into the rest of your weekend. So here's stepping you through the rest of your Friday, though. By lunchtime, we're still holding on to that first warn there. Still possible that we're finding some areas of steady rain and then showers into the afternoon. Still going to be cool and damp too, so these temperatures really aren't going to budge all that much, and then lingering rainfall will continue into the nighttime there, eventually turning colder late tonight and into your Saturday morning. So it will be a chilly start to Saturday, but also a cool Friday night out there. If you're planning on trying to get out and about for any Friday plans, it's going to be in the 40s essentially for all of them before temperatures then slip back into the 30s. That's where we'll wake up on Saturday morning. Rain chances also taper off through the evening there, and then we start to find a drying trend through the overnight. Still not a bad idea to bring a raincoat or just a waterproof layer with you to any outdoor plans, Friday night lights, anything like that, as well as closed-toed shoes, nice warm socks, and pants, because even when it's not actively raining, it will still be chilly out there, so we want you to be prepared for that. Again, we've had a good drink of water. We'll keep adding to this likely as we go through the rest of the day. We could see an additional couple tenths of an inch going to be the most likely scenario. So the highest of rain chances, especially for the Kansas City metro, have started to pull off the board. Now we still have elevated rain chance, but into the rest of the morning and the afternoon, but the greatest of the rain is behind us. That means that additional rainfall is going to be significantly less than what we have already found today. So that's today. That's why we have a first warn in place today, but we also have another first warn issued for your Monday, and we've actually bumped up that rain chance to a 70%. So it's higher than it even was yesterday. Many of our models getting on board with this Monday rain potential. That's why you can now see that at a 70% chance with a first warn in place. But in the meantime, the weekend does look dry. I'll show you your weekend forecast here momentarily. This is what the Earth is doing over the next few days. Here's that massive rain system today. It pulls out through the weekend, giving us a couple of dry days before we then coast into your Monday. Off and on rain, especially through the morning and afternoon, is what we're seeing then. Before we dry out into the evening, we look to stay dry through your Tuesday and Wednesday, but then our models are starting to do something very interesting where they're trying to figure out some sort of rain or precipitation chance Thanksgiving and into Friday. So this keeps much colder weather up to our north. Anything that we look to get at this time, Thursday and Friday, looks to fall as rain. Of course, that may change. So we're going to keep you updated on that. In a nutshell, this is what you need to know about your Thanksgiving week, is that once we clear that rain on Monday and that 70% chance for rain and showers and that first warn to start the week, we are then going to turn much colder as we coast into your Thanksgiving holiday. We're talking highs in the low 40s to upper 30s there, so pretty chilly. Today's cold already just with that cloud cover and that rain we're dealing with, but we're talking even cooler temperatures into next week as we trend much cooler than average. And then we have a very low end chance for a wintry mix on your Thanksgiving holiday. Again, it's way more likely than not that we stay dry and that we don't find any sort of wintry mix out there, but we are just watching this closely because with the chance to find some sort of precipitation and with temperatures being much cooler, that's something that raises our flag there that we have to keep a close eye on your Thanksgiving holiday. And of course, we know many of you are traveling, so we're just going to continue to monitor that. Now let's take things back to the weekend. This is the silver lining of the entire forecast, is that it is going to be beautiful out there. We're talking back to the upper 50s and low 60s for your Sunday, all things considered. Pretty much perfect football weather to welcome the Chiefs back to town. That 12 o'clock kick means that we're going to warm through the first part of the game, but that also means that tailgates will be on the cooler side. So we're talking 40s there to start the day, but by the time we're getting towards the fourth quarter, it's going to be nice and comfortable in the 60s. It's possible that we start to find some increasing cloud cover into the end of the game and the rest of your Sunday plans, but for a good portion of the day, we are talking a decent amount of sunshine. Let's get you a look at that Security Bank 7-day forecast. Again, 2 first warns on the board. That's for today for these continued rain chances, and of course for your Monday, as I mentioned, 70% chance of off and on rain. Beautiful weekend in the meantime before we then go into next week. We find a big cool down taking us into the 40s as the afternoon highs on your Wednesday and Thursday. That's Thanksgiving. 30% chance for a wintry mix at this time. Again, that is a very low end chance, but something we're watching and something we will continue to keep you updated on. That's all from me. So Janae and Taylor will be right back.
Okay, it is a bittersweet morning. You've all been on this journey with me here over the last several months, and perhaps you've noticed my growing co-anchor with me.
What?
Today is my last day before I begin my parental leave, so I'm taking some time off to enjoy the holidays, nest, which I need to relax, and then get ready to welcome, of course, the new little one to our family. So I'm trading the early mornings for that more demanding alarm clock in my baby. I truly cannot wait, though, to soak up every moment with this new baby. Before we get to some fun here this morning, to our wonderful viewers, thank you from the bottom of my heart for sharing in this excitement. Your kind messages really do mean the world to me.
Alrighty, and here is my Dr. Seuss moment. With a bump and a smile, it is plain to see Carolina's off to have a sweet baby.
Oh, bravo. Wait, snaps. For the poetry.
Yes, guys, I worked hard on that. We are here with Carolina Cruz, as you just heard there. Today's her last day. She heads into maternity leave. Hey there, Carolina. How are you?
Good. I can't believe it. I mean, I feel like I just announced. It was really hard to keep it a secret. Taylor was on to me.
I was.
She said she knew.
I did. It's so hard. I mean, it really is. The second time around, they say you show much faster. And I think I ended up announcing like maybe 2 weeks earlier than I maybe did with Cammie. So, and I was pushing it.
And then you had the iconic announcement. We have to touch on that again. I should have had it in here with Gail King.
Yes, your girl.
My girl.
Literally giving it away. So you have to make sure you update her, which I'm sure you will.
Yes.
With if you're having a boy or a girl. So I kind of missed out on the fun this morning. So Taylor, do you think she's having a boy or a girl?
Oh, team boy, all the way.
Team boy?
Yeah.
Carolina, do you have any guesses?
I think it's going to be a boy.
Okay. I think that you and Colin are going to have a girl.
Okay.
I'm team girl. So that's my guess. And I put it in my notes so you guys know for sure what date I put it in there.
Okay.
Okay, so how big do we think the baby is going to be?
What did Warren say?
I think he said about 8 pounds, like 4 ounces.
Because Cammie was how big?
She was 8 pounds, 13 ounces. She was pretty chunky.
Yeah.
When she came out, but oh my gosh, like just a chunky, rolled-filled baby is the cutest. And they do say some of those chunkier babies sleep better through the night.
Yeah, so that's what you want.
So bring it on.
That's what you want.
I love a little chunker.
Okay, so I am keeping my fingers crossed. Not really, but I think you might have your baby mid-December.
Okay.
Taylor?
I said December 14th.
December 14th. Okay, that was your guess. All right, so we're
Which is, ironically, I told Taylor after she said that during our morning show, I'm like, Taylor, do you know December 14th is already a special date for me? And she's like, oh, why? And I was like, that's when my husband and I got engaged.
Oh,
yes.
I love that.
And December 10th is when we got married. So
Taylor's
10th,
psychic.
14th,
I felt it in my gut.
It's my dad's birthday, so we got lots of different dates.
So
in
she
December.
might be right. She could be right.
That could play the Mega Millions. Okay, you go ahead.
So we had to have Carolina here on KCTV 5+. Of course, it's her last day, but I also call myself the female Steve Harvey. So we are going to have a baby news flash, some trivia that I kind of created. So I have some questions for both of you.
Okay.
And then I have questions just for Carolina. So let's get into it.
Okay. So wait, what are the rules? Are we teaming up to answer?
Whoever answers first, and
Oh,
it has
gosh.
to be the correct answer. Are you
All
ready?
right, let's go.
How far can a newborn baby see?
See?
See.
Oh, it's like
Just
maybe like
past their hand.
right here.
We need
I
inches.
don't know how long.
We need
inches.
inches.
A foot.
We need numbers.
A foot.
Okay. Carolina, did you guess?
I'm going to say like 6 inches. They're pretty blind.
Okay, so a baby can see only up to 8 to 14 inches.
Okay.
So
All right.
I think she's answering it. Yeah.
We'll give that to Taylor. We'll give that to Taylor.
She leaves the
So,
window.
approximately, what age do babies start crawling?
8 months.
Carolina?
I would say about 6 months.
6 months? Okay, most babies can start crawling anywhere between 6 to 10 months of age.
Okay, so we're about in the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll give you guys both a point for that one. So what can babies do that is almost impossible for adults?
Interesting.
I don't know.
I thought this one was pretty interesting as well,
They're
looking
very
at the
flexible. Newborns or just babies?
answer. Just babies. That's what the question
What
says.
can they do that adults can't do?
Can we get a hint?
Can I just give you guys the answer? Because I honestly did not know this.
They've got a really good sense of smell. I know that much. Yeah.
Okay, so the answer is babies can swallow and breathe at the same time.
Oh.
Which I did not know. So
I'm trying it.
at around what age do most professionals agree that babies can begin to try solid food?
6 months.
8. I'll say
You could
8
go.
again.
You could even go 4 if you really want.
Yeah. Carolina has it right. 6 months.
Yeah.
Okay, so what body part are babies born without that doesn't develop until about 6 months of age? I thought this one was interesting as well.
A body part?
Yes.
It's got to be a bone.
Can we?
Taylor is
Can we
thinking
see-
hard.
I'm gonna go with a bone.
The top of their head isn't like the top of their head kind of soft?
It's very.
Their kneecaps.
Oh.
So they can start crawling.
Yeah. Okay. So here's some pop culture trivia. So this is for both of you again. Which celebrity requested that their own live album be played in the delivery room so her babies would be born to the sound of her music?
Beyonce.
Well, I feel like that's like a Rihanna or maybe even like a J-Lo.
Rihanna would be a good one.
Okay,
Mariah
who are you?
Carey.
It is Mariah Carey. What do you guys think about that?
That it just gives Mariah. It's very Mariah Carey coded.
Yes.
It is. The more and more I
J-Lo would
think
be a
about
good
it.
Yeah, so I will say when I went in to have Cammie, the anesthesiologist did ask me, he's like, do you have a music preference? And I was like, ooh, something Latin. And he's like, okay,
They
what
play
artist?
music seriously?
Yes, and I was like, oh, I kind of, can we do J Balvin?
that.
Yes. And
Wait,
it was so
I did
fun.
not know that.
Okay, so I
Taylor,
gotta
what
come
would
up-
you have?
I don't know. I don't know. I think I would probably do something a little more like old school, like the Motown sound or something. But I know when I give birth, whenever that comes, I want to be glammed up. Like I want hair and makeup.
You know, it's funny that was my sister.
Uh-huh.
And
How
she
did
went
that
in-
work out?
Well, she went and glammed up, and then 24 hours later, she was just like, "Get this out of
Still in
get
labor?
This out of me." Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just, I don't want to be looking. I'm already be looking crazy.
Yeah.
So if I can just have like my eyebrows on.
All right, you got listen. Maybe at that
Little
point, like the husband has to help you. Stay with it.
Okay, so Carolina, what's on your playlist for this go round?
Honestly, I think I'm gonna do some holiday music.
I
I'm
love
vibing
that.
the holidays right
So-
now.
Because Cammie was born when?
August.
August. Okay, so she was born during the summertime.
So we
This
got
is perfect.
J Balvin.
Okay.
This is perfect. Okay, so next question. Which celebrity founded Honest? That is a health and wellness
Jessica
brand.
Alba.
Okay, you guys already knew that. I'll give you guys both. How many children does Nick Cannon have?
10
I don't even
or 14.
know.
Carolina. What are you going with?
I'm
10
gonna-
or 14?
Yeah, which
Taylor.
one are you gonna go with?
I kind of want to. I'm gonna go with 10.
I'm gonna
10?
go higher.
You want to take
What's-
14?
I'll just do higher than 10.
He has 12 children.
Okay.
So
Yes.
Carolina got
You
that
know,
one. Okay,
He
so
rotates. He rotates.
okay, so which celebrity dad welcomed a baby girl back in 2023 at the age of 80 years old?
Is it
Robert De Niro.
Yes, you got it right. Okay, we'll give that one to Carolina. This fast round is just for Carolina only. So here, don't you feel like you're on Family Feud a little bit? Because
Yeah,
now the
fast
camera is
money.
just on you. Okay, what is the funniest baby-related advice you've ever received?
The best?
The funniest.
Funniest. Oh. Honestly, there's a lot of advice that you get that when you're a new parent / new mom, you're like, people are crazy. Like, sleep when the baby sleeps.
Mm-hmm.
It's
hear that
funny
one
to
too.
me because I'm like, well, I've got laundry, I've got bottles to clean. We got so much to do, and it's really hard as somebody who is organized to just put that aside and like not tend to it.
Yeah.
Funniest. So that to me is just like ironic. Or like, sleep now while you can. Well, guess what? I'm not comfortable at night, so I can't sleep right now. I've got a little insomnia going on. So I think just like things like that people say that I think they forget of what their experience was like.
Yeah, what their actual experience was like, for sure. Okay, so what's the most unexpected item you found in a diaper bag? Reminder for our viewers, Carolina, this is her second baby here.
Most unexpected item.
Maybe something Cammie put in your
You know
diaper
what?
bag.
I don't think it's been in the diaper bag, but like in one of my boots, I found a little like toy mouse. It was like facing up. So
Oh,
I went to go put my
no.
boot on. I was like,
Oh no!
Double take, and it was just a little plush one. So
you saw the eyes?
Yes. So it screamed, "You have a toddler!" Like
that is
to
funny.
Me, in that moment, I'm like, and there's random things. Yes. And then she takes things out of, like, she'll go sometimes into some of our, like, bathroom cabinets, and then if we've got like a pack ready to go for like overnight travel or things like that, she'll take things out. So I'm like, we always have to check to make sure everything's in there. And then like the toothpaste ends up and then like the kitchen pantry.
And you're like, where did that go? Yeah. Oh, Cammie. Okay, so what's the most creative way you've seen someone try to get a baby to stop crying?
The most creative way.
Yeah.
You can do like a football hold with them, which I find I never did that. But you can just like hold them like little head down and their little bodies on you.
Yeah.
And it kind of gives them the feeling of floating in the belly. So my husband would do that. So that to me is like.
So that's why people do that.
I'm just the classic rock and bounce.
Yeah.
The booty pats. Babies love a little pat.
A little pat. Okay, so the final one is your message to your new baby. What would you tell her, or what would you tell him? Sorry, Taylor, you're in the shot. So.
Oh gosh, I think that my message is, I think I'm so much better at this now than I was last time. So hopefully, I really do embrace this like next 3 months so much more. I remember when I came back after maternity leave last time around, I like broke down. It was like Sunday dinner, and I'm like, I could have just done such a better job of this whole thing. And my husband's like, it was the first time you did it. Are you kidding me? Like you rocked it.
Yeah.
But as a mom, I think you put a lot of pressure on yourself. So I think now I'm like, I got this. Like the sleep, yes, you sleep again, but now I know what like the sleep deprivation can be like and feel like. So I'm like, okay, I think I'm better mentally prepared for all of it, and just all the hacks that you learn along the way, and just the confidence that I have. So just trust that I'll be confident this time around, baby.
And you know what? You have such a supportive husband, and then you also have Cammie there as well. So do you have a message to those two? I mean, especially ahead of the new baby arriving.
Gosh, well, to Colin's just great. I think when you grow your family, you really realize the type of person that you married, especially when you're postpartum mom. You know, you truly do learn to value that person, and I think they learn to value you in return. I think for Colin, he was like, holy cow, the appreciation I have for you. He's like, but for my own mom, like she went through this too. So I think that's really important. And then for Cammie, I think just to know that like the love is just gonna be doubled, not divided, you know? I adore her. I love having a little girl. As much as I think I'm having a boy, I just think because God, I think if I have another girl, I think I'd be way more confident being like, oh, this is going to be easy this time around. I think God's like, I'm going to send you a boy and really change things up for you.
Try something different. But you know, when you were going back to what you were saying about feeling confident, I mean, you were even just telling us earlier, like, you know, I haven't even started getting the stuff together because I think you feel fine. Like you're good.
Second time mom.
Yeah. You know what you're doing.
Yeah, you do.
Thank you.
And we cannot wait to see you take on motherhood times 2 with your second baby, you and Colin. And we definitely want to encourage our viewers to follow along with your journey. We know that you'll probably send in a video, you and Colin once again.
The Gail announcement.
Oh, is it right here?
It is.
Okay, we're going to take a look at that to end things off here shortly. But also check out Carolina's Instagram, and then we also have some links under Meet the Staff on our website, kctv5.com, as well as the KCTV5 News app. So yeah, you can be updated on her journey. The next 3 months?
3 months.
3 months. So we'll see you then.
And they'll fly by.
I know. So, without further ado, let's listen in.
Here we come. I hear they got a lot of pretty women there. Carolina, I'm talking to you. And Carolina, I heard from very reliable sources. I am jumping out of my skin about this. That there's a special announcement expected there in Kansas City, and you are the only one who can make this announcement this morning. So what is it? We are listening with both ears. Let's go.
All right, Gail. Guess what? My husband, Colin, and I are expecting baby number 2.
I had a sneaking suspicion
So I feel vindicated.
Due late fall, so we are so excited. So this is the picture we've been sending out to all of our friends and family with just little eyes. They've been kind of, they've been like, wait, either Colin's position on his hand is a little weird. Yes. That's the baby.
Hello, Kansas City.
Oh my goodness.
And
That
so
was
there you
so
have
long
it.
ago.
Yeah.
You said May 29th.
It says May 29th when you posted that video. And here we are, November 21st, and you're going on maternity leave. So we want to thank you, Carolina, for joining us. We're going to miss you so much.
Thank you, Janae, for your poetry.
Of course, I worked hard on that, guy.
She's a poet and she didn't even know it.
Part-time. This is my co-host, Taylor Johnson. Carolina, we'll see you in just a few months, and we'll hear from you here shortly as far as what you and Colin are having, a girl or a boy. Thank you so much. We'll be right back after the break.
All right, everyone. Thank you for staying with us here on KCTV 5 Plus. Taylor Johnson, Janae Hancock. We're going to get into your entertainment headlines. And as the self-proclaimed Real Housewife expert in the KCTV 5 newsroom, we have some breaking news for Real Housewives fans. So Jen Shah, formerly of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, is going to be released from prison next month. So if you have followed the story or not, Shah has been in prison since 2023 after pleading guilty in July of 2022 to conspiracy to commit wire fraud in connection with a scheme that targeted thousands of victims, including the elderly. And this is a story reported exclusively by People magazine. So if you watched the show, I forget exactly what season it was, they actually were filming when the feds came looking for her.
That is wild.
Yeah, which is insane. So she's been serving her sentence. I think it was supposed to be about 6.5 years at a prison camp in Bryan, Texas. And at that same prison camp is Elizabeth Holmes and Ghislaine Maxwell. So Jen Shaw, she, as we mentioned, has been on the Housewives of Salt Lake City. She really caused a stir there. She showed a very lavish life. She had like a chalet and then like 2 homes, 3 assistants, all these cars, all these jewelry, but people never really knew what she did for a living. And so it would be times that Andy Cohen would ask her at the reunion, well, what do you do, based on like viewer questions, and she never really had an answer. And then it ended up coming out that she was running this telemarketing scheme, and which turned into this investigation, which landed her in prison. So what the Federal Bureau of Prisons has said is that she has had her sentence reduced multiple times due to good behavior and participation in prison programs, and she also has begun making restitution payments and expressed remorse for her role in the telemarketing scheme. So this past weekend in in Las Vegas, was BravoCon. And after BravoCon was over, Variety, they did a story with the Bravo boss. Let me pull up her name, Frances Berwick. And there's several women on Bravo and on the Real Housewives who have gone to prison and have come out and have returned to the shows. And so in this interview, Berwick was asked how she felt about Jen Shaw, and she basically said that Jen Shaw's what she has done is a little less forgivable compared to other women that we've seen come back, like Teresa Giudice on the Real Housewives of New Jersey, Karen Huger on Real Housewives of Potomac. Janae and I were very excited when she got out. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I'm sure Jen is very pressed to get back on that show. I am a watcher of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and from a viewer perspective, I don't think the show necessarily needs her back. I also don't believe that Andy Cohen is probably as open to her as he is to other women, but like the lady, Ms. Berwick, said in that interview, that she would want to see if she's going to be remorseful and if she's going to take accountability. And this article is saying that she is remorseful, but I guess only time will tell.
Only time will tell. As you can tell, Taylor is our
I love it.
Bravo reporter. She brings you all the Housewives tea. And this one was just released. I know that a lot of people are going to be invested in this.
Yeah.
Not only you, Taylor, but like I told you, my grandmother watches this show as well.
And my mom sent it to me.
Yeah. See, they're up on it right now.
They're paying
my mom
attention.
actually just texted me, so this might be it too.
Okay.
So we'll just have to wait and see. But again, a lot of Housewives.
Did I mention the release date? December 10th.
December 10th,
So
yeah.
that's coming
and
up.
We see that here as well. But a lot of housewives are finding themselves in some trouble. So we'll definitely keep you posted on that. As far as your entertainment news headlines moving along, The Weeknd has put his name in the record books. The singer-songwriter's After Hours Till Dawn tour earned, I should say, more than $1 billion. That makes The Weeknd the top earning tour for a male solo artist in history. The tour actually began back in 2022 and has made its way through North America twice. He has also played in Europe, the UK, Latin America, and Australia. Fans have bought more than 7.5 million tickets across 53 shows. Congratulations to him.
More than $1 billion.
Yes.
That is insane.
And he's been busy. I mean,
Yes.
Europe, the UK, Latin America, the US, and Australia. So
working hard.
Congrats. Working hard for his money.
Right. All right. Well, staying on the topic of music, rapper Megan Thee Stallion is taking the stand in Miami, fighting back against a blogger she says harassed her. She's suing Milagro Grams for defamation, claiming the blogger used her platform to intimidate and discredit her. This stems from the aftermath of the Tory Lanez trial. He's the rapper convicted of shooting Megan in 2020. The lawsuit centers on AI-altered sexual content. Megan says Grams promoted a deep fake video of her. Her lawyers are using a new Florida law that makes it illegal to knowingly promote AI-generated sexual content. According to the complaint, Grams linked the video on X and told her followers to go to my likes, encouraging them to watch and share it.
Well, I do want to say, I know that this is very serious, her going to court, but take a look at her outfit, Taylor. It reminds me of the Lindsay Lohan movie with Tyra Banks.
Life Size.
The suit that she had on. Very
Is her
cute.
hair in a flip?
Yes.
I'm waiting for her to get a little closer.
Yeah, it's giving that very much.
Yeah, all
yes,
right.
and then she flipped it. I love it.
And
She's
got
so
the
cute.
briefcase. She's not playing
She's
around.
there for business. So this vintage high-grade copy of a forgotten Superman comic book set a record at an auction on Thursday. Superman #1 from 1939 was sold for a little over $9 million by Heritage Auction. Sorry, I was just shocked by that number. The auction house says that the comic book was found last year by 3 brothers cleaning out the attic of their late mother's California home. It was only protected by a stack of old newspapers in a cardboard box, but its condition still drew a 9 on a 10-point comic grade scale. The comic's closing price makes it the most expensive comic book sold at an auction.
I wonder how much the brothers got out of the
because
deal.
it tells you how much it's sold for. But yeah.
I hope they got a good cut, because that's a lot of money.
Yeah, how cool. That's why when you clean out stuff like that,
just hold on to it. You never know.
See how much it's worth.
Well, speaking of superheroes, and this one is just so bittersweet. So the late Black Panther star Chadwick Boseman was honored with a posthumous, I can never say that word, star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame on Thursday. His wife accepted the honor on his behalf, and Boseman, he died in 2020 at 43 after a years-long battle with cancer. His career also included playing other notable roles. Those included portraying Major League Baseball great Jackie Robinson in 42, soul legend James Brown in Get On Up, and Supreme Court Justice Thurgood Marshall in Marshall. And I will never forget the day that the news broke about his passing, because it was just so,
shocking.
Yeah, for us, so out of left field.
Yeah. But he had been dealing with some health issues for some time. But I do love this, and I love seeing when they have these ceremonies in California, all the stars that come together to truly honor him. I just think it's amazing. So
yeah,
and you saw there his co-star, I should say, in Black Panther.
Yes, Brian Coogler was there too, the director.
That's right.
I think Michael B. Jordan was there too.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to, Michael B. Jordan, and then the young lady. I don't remember
I forget her name. That played
but she was also in that movie. Yes, played his little sister. So I'm glad that he's getting that recognition for sure. Okay, so moving along to something I had to put in here because I know Taylor is just going to cringe. Would you order grasshoppers with your salad? Students in Germany are doing exactly that at a cafe that puts bugs on the menu. Cafe Satz serves crickets, mealworms, and grasshoppers right alongside fries and desserts. Look at that right there, Taylor. The chef says he got the idea during the pandemic when he had more time to experiment. His inspiration? His kids who tried bug cuisine while backpacking in Asia.
It's giving me like Timon and Pumbaa, like they used to eat the bugs. They would
it's
love
giving
that.
Me Fear Factor.
Oh, that too. Oh my gosh, can we talk about that real quick? I could not stand the host. He used to make me so mad. He'd be like, just eat it. You need to just eat it. You need to just drink the cow's blood. And I would have been like, you drink the cow's blood. You eat the bugs. He was such...
You see how aggressive, how mad she's getting about it?
Because he used to get on my nerves. I'm like, you talking all that junk. All you got to do is stand
you
there.
Try it.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that stuff is... But they signed up for that stuff.
It's true. Whatever.
Not good. But I did add that in there just for you, Taylor. Okay, so keeping with the food trend.
All right. Well, the Grinch is stealing Christmas and your taste buds. Starting December 2nd, you can get the new Grinch meal at McDonald's. And what makes it special, the dill pickle Grinch salt fries that you shake yourself. Plus, every meal comes with Grinch socks that double as mini stockings, and it's only available for a limited time, so don't let the Grinch steal this deal from you. I think I could do without the dill pickle fries or the salt, but
I would try it.
The stockings sound cool.
I would try it just because I like pickles.
Okay, I like pickles too.
But you just...
I don't know if I want them on my fry. I don't know. I'll try one of your fries.
Yeah, she always does this. She's like, I'll try yours.
I'll try
when
yours.
You get it, let me know how it is.
I'll be safe. And Janae, she's great at it. She's great at trying it.
She's great at trying the snacks.
And then sharing it with everybody.
Alrighty, that'll do it for your entertainment news headlines. Here's your Hollywood Minute.
Let the 50th Hunger Games begin!
The first teaser trailer is out for The Hunger Games: Sunrise on the Reaping. Joseph Zada plays the young Hamish Abernathy, played by Woody Harrelson in earlier films. The prequel, which takes place 24 years before the first Hunger Games movie, is due in theaters next November.
I gotta believe there is something bigger for me right around the corner.
Listen, you are living in a dream world.
The Friends spin-off Joey didn't last long. The sitcom was canceled during its second season, and its final 8 episodes never aired. Nearly 20 years later, fans can now watch those episodes, along with the rest of the series, on the Friends YouTube channel.
Goldie and Kurt straight ahead.
Goldie Hawn is celebrating a milestone, her 80th birthday. The Oscar-winning actress began her career as a dancer and rose to fame on Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In, before starring in dozens of films, including Private Benjamin, Death Becomes Her, and The First Wives Club. Happy 80th birthday, Goldie Hawn. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
All right, so we do have an update for you as it relates to the Jeffrey Epstein files. House Oversight Committee Chair James Comer says Bill and Hillary Clinton must appear for depositions in the panel's investigation into the Jeffrey Epstein case. Comer threatened to start contempt proceedings if the Clintons do not comply. The committee has left some of the people it subpoenaed submit written testimony, but Comer signaled the Clinton depositions would have to be in person. Representatives for Bill and Hillary Clinton were contacted for comment. We will keep you updated as we get more developments.
There's fallout today after President Donald Trump threatened several Democratic lawmakers with arrests and even death after they posted a video calling on military members to ignore illegal orders. Also today, President Donald Trump is set to host soon-to-be New York City mayor, weeks after the president unsuccessfully pushed for his defeat. As the Trump administration's peace proposal to end Russia's invasion of Ukraine is now being looked at by leaders in Kyiv. CBS News' Jared Hill has more from New York.
You can refuse illegal order.
It's a video that sparked new controversy in Washington and threats from the president.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law.
6 congressional Democrats, all veterans and former national security officials, prompted by concerns over the administration's deadly strikes on suspected drug boats in the Caribbean and deployment of National Guard troops in American cities. President Trump on social media accused them of seditious behavior punishable by death and reposted a comment saying they should be hanged before writing, "Lock them up."
To suggest and encourage that active duty service members defy the chain of command is a very dangerous thing for sitting members of Congress to do, and they should be held accountable.
The Democrats are seeking extra security. Michigan Senator Alyssa Slotkin says she received hundreds of death threats yesterday.
I'm not going to shut up because Donald Trump is threatening me.
Meanwhile, a tone of cooperation as President Trump prepares to meet New York City's mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani, a Democratic socialist he's dubbed a communist.
I have many disagreements with the president, and I believe that we should be relentless
and pursue all avenues and all meetings that could make our city affordable.
The focus on America's largest city, as Ukraine's president says he's received a Trump-backed plan to help end Russia's invasion of Ukraine. In it, reportedly calls for Ukraine to give up weapons and territory in exchange for security assurances. Jared Hill, CBS News.
Now, a source for one Ukrainian official says some of the points in the peace plan are, quote, unacceptable for Ukraine. The source also says work on the plan has begun, adding that the final version may change.
All right, so this is for travelers who don't have your real ID. If you don't have it yet and want to fly, you will soon have to pay a fee to get through these airport checkpoints. Thursday, the TSA proposed an $18 fee for travelers without a real ID. The new rule calls for travelers who don't have one to be able to pay that fee and use a new biometric kiosk. That would allow flyers access to TSA checkpoints for 10 days. The agency says the fee will cover costs associated with the new technology that needed to verify a passenger's identity. The fee is also non-refundable, and there's no word on when the proposed rule will take effect.
Hundreds of U.S. airport workers are getting a pay incentive following the historic government shutdown. 776 air traffic controllers and technicians will each get a $10,000 award. The U.S. Department of Transportation and the Federal Aviation Administration made the announcement on Thursday. The money will be given to employees that officials say maintained perfect attendance during the government shutdown. The recognition follows President Donald Trump's directive to honor air traffic personnel. Recipients will be notified during the Thanksgiving week, which is next week. Payments should be received no later than December 9th.
Today, fallout from the medical and political communities after a page on the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's website elevated vaccine skepticism. CBS's Jared Hill has more.
On the CDC's vaccine safety webpage, a new note below the headline, "Vaccines do not cause autism," stating studies have not ruled out the possibility that infant vaccines contribute to the development of autism. CBS News has learned no autism or vaccine experts from the CDC were consulted, and the change was made by political appointees. CBS News chief medical correspondent Dr. John LaPook.
It's felt to be probably from a combination of genetics. More than 100 genes have been linked to autism, and then maybe the environment or some other factor. We don't know for sure.
The claim that vaccines cause autism was sparked by a since debunked 1998 study in the prestigious The Lancet journal. 12 years later, The Lancet retracted the study after investigations concluded the research was fraudulent. Dozens of vaccine studies since have concluded there is no link to autism. The CDC's change in stance comes after vaccine skeptic Robert F. Kennedy Jr. took the helm as Health and Human Services Secretary and promised to pinpoint a cause for autism. Republican Senator Bill Cassidy, a physician, supported Kennedy's confirmation after assurances Secretary Kennedy would be
protecting the public health benefit of vaccination.
Thursday, Cassidy wrote on social media he's concerned about the energy going to promoting disproven claims about vaccines. HHS tells CBS News changes to the vaccine safety page were a, quote, common sense upgrade. Jared Hill, CBS News.
All right, and with that being said, in a statement, the Autism Science Foundation said it was appalled by the change on the CDC webpage, adding it is, quote, now filled with anti-vaccine rhetoric and outright lies about vaccines and autism.
Imagine knowing you're about to give birth, but nobody at a hospital believes you. Instead, the baby is born minutes later inside of a car. Here's one mom's story.
2 weeks before her due date, Mercedes Wells fought back tears as staff at Franciscan Health in Crown Point, Indiana, wheeled her out of the hospital Sunday.
I was in excruciating pain. She seen me in pain and agony, and I guess she still perceives me to not be in labor.
She'd arrived hours earlier and alleges she was never seen by a doctor. Her contractions were only 1 minute apart when a nurse told her she was being discharged.
She's like, well, if you're not further along in your centimeters, then, we got to send you home.
My daughter is being kicked out of this hospital because she's in active labor.
Her husband, Leon, helped her into the front seat of their waiting truck and tried to rush her to the next nearest hospital. But 8 minutes later, she gave birth to their fourth child, Alina.
It was God's grace. It's totally God's grace. I was scared.
In a statement, Franciscan Health said they understand the concern this has raised and are conducting a thorough investigation. Wells says she's been deeply hurt by the experience.
I was stripped of my dignity because I was treated less than an animal.
What if something was wrong?
Elaine Quijano, CBS News.
All right, so the clock is ticking down for the NCAA to decide whether college athletes can gamble on professional sports. The college body has until 5 p.m. Eastern tomorrow to rescind a rule that would allow the athletes to place bets. A source tells CNN that so far 188 D1 schools have filed paperwork to say that they want the rule rescinded, but 241 schools need to speak up to stop the rule from going into effect. That's a 2/3 majority of all D1 schools, and if the rule remains in place, college athletes, coaches, and staff can start betting on professional sports starting on Saturday.
Verizon employees are bracing for a huge round of layoffs. The company says it's cutting 13,000 positions as part of the new CEO's transformation plan. That's 13% of the total staff. Dan Schulman took the helm at the wireless and internet company last month. He says the layoffs will extend across all businesses and will allow the company to focus on growing its customer base. Verizon has been facing increased competition from T-Mobile and AT&T in recent years. The company's stock has also lost a third of its value since 2020.
Gosh, and I remember when Verizon was like the phone company to be on.
Yeah, they had, was it Verizon that had that guy?
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
And then he went to like Sprint.
He went to Sprint and he's like, you can hear me now. I was like, oh, this is getting shady.
It is getting real shady. All right. Well, the world's most popular chatbot is going deeper into the classrooms with a new version designed specifically for educators. OpenAI is offering ChatGPT for teachers free to verify K-12 teachers through June of 2027. After that, the company says it will try to keep the price as close to free and affordable as possible. OpenAI says the tool gives teachers a secure workspace to adapt materials for their classroom. It also aims to help teachers get more out of prep time, collaborate with peers, and to make them more comfortable using AI on their own terms. OpenAI says this tool will enhance what many teachers already use, and the company notes that 3 in 5 teachers already use an AI tool. All right, that'll be interesting.
And that'll do it for your national news headlines. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
With us here on KCTV5 Plus. If you've ever been captured by a Florida man story in the headlines, then there is a show just for you. It's Florida Man, the HBO late night show known for the unbelievable, ripped from the headline stories of the Sunshine State, is coming back for season 2 with even more outrageous stories and some big names to help bring them back to life. And here to talk with us all about it is the show's creator, director, and executive producer, Jeff Tomsic. Jeff, thank you so much for being with us. How would you, in one word, just describe season 1?
I don't know if I can say it on live television. Bananas.
Bananas. That's a good family-friendly description. But how did you end up choosing Florida stories? I mean, we see these headlines all the time, and of course they're so crazy and outrageous. But why Florida?
Well, I think Florida has a unique way of representing every type of crazy. There's a lot of different worlds packed into this one state. The entire U.S. feels like it's in this one place, and Florida attracts a lot of invasive species, whether it's pythons, iguanas, and whack jobs, and we try to make use of them all.
Yeah, we ran a story last week about the frozen iguanas falling out of the tree, and it's just like, that is so insane to even think about. But even the stories that we see that come out of Florida are just so hard to believe, and I know that an important element of you putting the show together is getting the real people coming in and sharing their stories and then deciding which ones you want to run. Talk about including that in there rather than just taking the story from the news headline and creating what you create out of it.
Well, the funny thing about a lot of these stories is when you get under the hood of them, a lot of them are just clickbait, and they're actually referring to pretty unfortunate events or people at their lowest points. So I didn't want to use these people. I wanted to hear them tell their own stories and have agency over what had just been put in the news. And, I went into this making a love letter of Florida to show how wild it is, but also show how interesting and divergent their perspectives within the state are. So the story selection was pretty tricky. I had to look for real optimism and hope. I wanted everyone watching this show not only to laugh, but to kind of come out of each episode thinking, maybe this person who jumped naked into a pond full of alligators has a better way of living life than I do.
That's funny. And so, speaking of the open call and the stories that people bring to you, what is maybe, in a family-friendly way, the craziest one that you've gotten, but it was so crazy that you weren't able to bring it to TV because it was just that bad? Is there one that comes to mind?
Well, we explored one this season about a group of people went up boating to a nudist island and then got caught in a typhoon and ended up at sea and had to be rescued by the Coast Guard. That one was really funny, but it was pretty wild in the end. There is one that I just found that I'm hoping we get a third season for, so I could just interview this guy. The headline was, Florida man wearing Batman pajamas thwarts burglary, ends up detaining suspect until police arrive. Now that feels like a real hero of this state, if you ask me.
Look, we all want to be Batman, right? And so looking at your episodes, you have a solid lineup of big name talent, one of which that I noticed was David Koechner, who is from the Kansas City area where we are. But how did you go about which actors to include? Because I know in addition to the actors, you also have some of the real people in there telling the story, kind of like a docu-style.
Yeah, initially we interview the real people, and that's where the story really shapes itself. And then once we know what that episode looks like, after a few months of editing, we start thinking about what actors are really funny and who we can bring in that not only just looks like these people, but can capture their spirit. And David, for instance, was really understood. He's a real country boy from Kansas, so he really understood what the tenor of these characters needed to be, and was so gung-ho about it. That was really fun. I ended up pestering a lot of my friends to fill out the cast, and a lot of the people you're seeing in there are ones that I've known since before they were famous, and and they're we just kind of do it because we want to play and be silly for a couple days together. So there's a lot of fun in that as well. And I think since first season, now that actors have seen it, they get what they're signing up for, and so we had a lot of people interested in joining us this season. So that was really fun. I'm really happy about the incredible cast. They were also giving and lovely to work with this season.
Yeah, when I saw Johnny Knoxville, I was like, this is just perfect. Like, this type of show and knowing Johnny Knoxville's craft, but also Haley Joel Osment, who I haven't seen in a long time. So I think it's really awesome to see him back on the screen. I see you have Tiffany Haddish, Rita Ora, who I didn't even know that she did any acting. So I'm really excited to see her.
Oh, she's so funny. I was blown away when I got her in that scene. She was one of the funniest people to work with on this season. And Haley Joel was incredible. You can tell that this guy has been working since he was a kid. He just has an amazing ability to do almost anything he wants with his face and body. That episode is really great. And there were new people like Milan Carter is also in that episode with Haley that I hadn't worked with before, and was just amazed by how funny he was. Yeah, Johnny was so gung-ho about the show. He was really a sweetheart. I had my daughter on set while he was running around being a meth head, and watching Johnny Knoxville in a mullet play with your 2-year-old it's a real experience. But what a sweet guy.
And what's even better about that, too, you said your daughter is 2. She probably has, well, I'm sure she has no idea Johnny Knoxville and all the crazy things that we've seen him do through the years. So this is probably like small potatoes for him after being with the guys over on MTV. So with these Florida headlines, right, and I don't know if you've heard of this game. So we're going to play a game of a game, right, where you put your birthday in Google and then you put Florida Man story, okay? So I did that for mine. My birthday is March 15th. Mine is March 15th. So the headline that I'm going to give you, I want you to let me know if it's going to be enough for my story to get on your show if I came to the open call. Okay.
Oh, that's a good game.
So my Florida Man birthday story. Florida man accused of swallowing hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of jewelry.
That's pretty good.
Would that get me on your show?
Yeah, it's on. You booked it.
I love it. I love it. When I first saw that, and it was probably like a couple of years ago, I thought it was just like the funniest thing, because when you do look it up, it's like, what the heck is this? Like, where would this even come from?
It's insane how many of these there are. I mean, we have spreadsheets filled with them, and I like going through thousands of these stories. It's just shocking how deep the well is, but it never ends. I mean, I think that's part of HBO's interest. They just figured they could make season after season and never run out of material. I'm hoping that's true.
That's a whole rabbit hole to go down, and I guess we'll find out if that's true from you. I know you said you're looking hopefully for a season 3, so hopefully we will be seeing that. I'm sure the Floridians won't let you down. They'll give you plenty of content.
No, they're here for you.
All right, so just for the folks to know, it's Florida Man. Season 2 is coming November 28th on HBO and Max. Anything else you want to leave with the people before I let you go?
I think just everyone should look up their birthdays now and send them directly to me at itsfloridaman.com. I'm sure a few of those may end up on the next season.
All right, we're going to keep an eye out for it. And thank you so much, Jeff, for being with us again today. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Taylor. Great to be here.
All right, and with that, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back.
Hello everyone. Welcome back to KCTV5 Plus streaming. I'm Katie Bird. Today I am joined by Wesley Hamilton. He's the founder of a nonprofit right here in Kansas City, and more recently he just opened a new inclusive wellness space. Wesley, I'm so glad to have you here on KCTV5 Plus. First question, I just want to start out. Tell me a little bit more about what you do.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for having me. I feel like I wear a lot of hats, but I really take pride in just being a philanthropist and, being a real pillar of the Kansas City community, to kind of amplify and bring awareness around disability, wellness, and just all around service. I think that's just been my constant work for the last 10 plus years. And so those are the things I take the most pride of.
Wesley, thanks so much. I want to start by asking you about your nonprofit that you founded exactly a decade ago. Now it's called Disabled But Not Really. Could you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Disabled But Not Really is really geared around helping amplify the quality of life for individuals with physical disabilities. We do cohorts throughout the year that are completely free to the people that we work with, and those cohorts are centered around fitness, nutrition, and mental health, all things that we think people that are experiencing traumatic situations can help overcome and help them find a new light within life.
That is incredible. Great work that you're doing here in Kansas City. Next, I want to ask you about inclusive wellness. It just opened here in the Metro last week. Super exciting time. I'm sure it's a great feeling to finally have done your ribbon cutting ceremony. You're open to the public. So tell me a little bit more about that.
Yes, inclusive. It is Kansas City's first private adaptive wellness space that is really focused on making sure that inclusive is not the afterthought, but the foundation in everything that we do. Our space offers personal training, mental health support, co-working. There's a creative space within there as well. But again, everything about inclusive is really to focus on the community and how do we create a space that has a sense of belonging for not just certain demographics, but everybody.
You know, you bring up a great point there, and I think with things like the co-working space, you have group fitness and, of course, so much equipment and just a space for people of all abilities to truly gather in Kansas City. I do have to ask you, Wes, what was it like watching your vision come to life?
You know, it's still mind-blowing, but it was a great feeling, and still is, to kind of watch your vision come to life. This is something that I've been working on for 10 years, just writing notes and creating a vision and traveling all in different places to see how you can integrate different communities into one. So through all of the work and learning that I've been through, to really see it come together. But for me, it was the community aspect too. Like, we're building a space for community, but I can tell you right now, like, the community showed up for me in creating this space. And that alone really let me know, like, this was purposeful. This was something that we needed to bring to the city, and the backing of community to help us build it out and create it into something very vibrant. Yeah, that, I think my heart is full every day, because I know it just wasn't me that put that work in. It was everyone. It was a team effort and a community effort.
Truly is incredible how the Kansas City continues to show up. And so, you know, I'm also curious, what kind of feedback have you gotten from members, from people involved in your nonprofit, just the Kansas City community as a whole? I know they're all so excited about this.
I mean, everyone loves the space. You know, a lot of people are curious of, you know, how are we going to tailor certain things to their demographic or things, but we haven't got any negative feedback, and we're also very open-minded to receiving feedback, as we do want this to be as inclusive as possible to everyone. So I think with us being able to learn in the process of developing, that's really helped us receive positive and, I would say, certain criticism in the sense of making sure that we do build our space for better. But I haven't seen anyone that has not spoke so much of the sense of belonging, how comfortable it is. You can go into our space and you're really driven to come in there and work out, and then you find community or people, and next thing you know, like, time just flew because you're not in a space where you really have to feel intimidated. And so I think that just receiving how much people have felt comfortable in the space that we've created has really been some great feedback for us.
That is so great to hear, and I know that feedback will just continue to get better throughout the months and years that you guys are open. You know, I think that inclusive wellness, what you're doing, you're a trailblazer here in Kansas City. It's the first space of its kind, and just to think that now it's going to be a whole community for people of all abilities, I'm sure it's so rewarding and exciting. Wesley, I am curious, what is your message to Kansas Cityans, whether they know about the space or maybe they're hearing about it for the very first time?
Well, you know, Kansas City is such a beautiful place, and we really amplify a lot of mission-driven organizations and a lot of work that is done here. And so what I realized in developing inclusive was there's a lack of a revolving door. And so when we're thinking about service and how to impact communities, sometimes we are fueling these organizations and these programs. But even for me personally, thinking of Disabled But Not Really, we do programs a couple times a year, and then those individuals don't have nowhere to go until we open that program back up. And so how do you create a revolving door where people don't feel like they're just being served at one point, but they're being served through their journey, through their process? And so I want people in Kansas City to know it's like inclusive is that. We want to serve throughout the year. We want to help you on your journey to wellness, help you on your journey to becoming better. And I think that everyone should understand that message. It's not about holding someone's hand. It's just about creating something that people can continue to see themselves being a part of and not have to make them leave and then come back. We have a door that's always going to be open to the community.
Thanks so much for walking me through that, Wesley. And I just want to talk a little bit more about some of the things that you offer at Inclusive Wellness. I know we were chatting earlier. You said you have Group X classes, which is super exciting. You know, a lot of people, maybe it's intimidating for them to go to a gym by themselves, and so they want some extra support. So could you tell me a little bit more about those Group X classes and what you offer?
Oh, yeah. So we try to make our groups classes pretty inclusive. There will be a lot of different offerings. The beauty of inclusive wellness is that there are different pieces that really speak to it. So we have a trainer that focuses directly on women's wellness. We have another trainer that really focuses on strength building. But then you have our organization in there that focuses on people with disabilities. And when you think of a group class and you put all these together, you put everyone with a different mission and passion, you start to see each other become fueled from each other's drive. And so our group classes are really focused on strength. Some of them are just focused on community. Some of them are focused on really just making sure that you're out there and you can be moving. But nothing's intimidating, and it's always going to be open to everyone. We have a booking system on our website that people can go to, and you don't have to be a member to be a part of the group classes. You just got to see when they're available and kind of RSVP to be a part of them. But we'll be opening up adaptive group classes. We'll be focused on strength and wellness, and really building that, and then also doing things particularly just for women. So you will have some programs and group sessions that really just focus on a demographic to help build those communities as well.
truly is something for everyone at Inclusive. I'm so excited, and congratulations again on the grand opening of this space. Wesley, is there anything else that you want to add that I haven't yet touched on?
You know, again, we think about wellness as always fitness, but when you come into Inclusive, what it is anything can help you become well. And so we created a space, whether you're going in and working out or co-working. I think that's a real powerful piece, because a lot of people they don't have the balance, and you hear that a lot about when it comes to fitness. Like, I don't have time to go to the gym because I'm working, but now we've created a space that you can take those meetings, you can do that work, and then go back and work out. And I think, like, I just want people to know that we're intentional about what we're offering, and we're really focused on the full body of a person and what they're actually trying to do. And so just know that this space is created for you. It's designed for you. It's created for you, and we believe that you belong there. So see us there.
Wesley, again, thank you so much. You know, it truly is a lifestyle, inclusive wellness, and it's a community. I'm so excited. Once again, thanks so much for sitting down on KCTV5 Plus to feature your new space. I'm so excited to share it with the Kansas City community.
Absolutely.
forgot she was going to introduce
I forgot. We have a new segment, everyone.
She had one job.
To welcome you.
And that was it.
We're at the end of our day,
Right.
so I'm getting a
Mine's
little
just beginning.
delirious. Taylor Johnson, Janae Hancock, Zach Summers. We are here for a new segment, Feel Good Friday. How are y'all feeling on
Well,
this
it's
Friday?
Friday. It's
It
payday.
is. It is.
And even though
yeah.
it's gloomy outside,
It is.
it's Friday.
Yes,
It's Friday.
Love
Looking ahead to the weekend.
All right,
That's
so
right.
Zach has a feel-good story that he wants to share with us.
Well, all right. The cold read. They just gave me this, but listen in. For our Feel Good Friday today, meet the man who's been keeping Milwaukee kids safe for 30 years. Julius Campbell is a crossing guard at 51st and Roosevelt in Milwaukee, and he's about to turn 100 years old.
Wow.
Imagine that. This Navy veteran and former teacher started the job when he was 69 years old. He's lived through 5 presidents, wars, and a pandemic. But he says the kids keep him young. Milwaukee police just honored him with a special award for 3 decades of service. His secret to living to 100? Keeping the promises he makes and finding something to live for every day.
I love
this.
you
And
know
look
what?
at him. He's so cute.
He's like your grandpa.
Yes, and he is moving 100 years old. So
Yeah,
earlier
it's a
I was
blessing.
talking to our buddy Warren Sears, and he was surprised to learn that my grandparents still work, and they're in their mid-70s.
Oh.
But I'm like, we have
wow.
an example here. 100?
100 years
yeah.
old, still going.
Yeah.
That
And
is
I love
amazing.
what he said about living to that old or that ripe age of 100,
Yeah.
keeping your promises. That's one of the big things. If you tell me you're going to do something,
Stick to it.
Integrity.
stick to it. Like,
Yeah.
but even when it comes to plans,
Yeah.
if you tell me that we're going to be hanging out tonight and then for whatever reason you cancel, unless
Yeah.
it's something serious.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like the idea of I'm not feeling up to it.
Especially when you're getting ready
Yeah.
and then
Right.
someone texts you or calls you and you're like,
Like,
okay.
just keep your promise.
You
Or-
could have told me
or-
this.
Or don't make plans with me.
Yeah.
you
Or
know?
that.
If you
Or
don't
that.
know that you're not going to hold on to
Follow
your word,
through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
leave me out of it.
I feel like usually when we have these stories about what they call them, centenarians, the people
Uh-huh.
who make it to 100, they're like, oh yeah, I just drink whiskey every day.
Yeah. A glass of lemonade.
Smoke
They
some
typically.
cigs. So
I know
is
his
very
is so
wholesome.
inspirational. I know,
He does
and he
look-
said to find something to live for every day.
Yes.
You know,
And that is important because, when we think about mental health, sometimes some people feel like if they don't, it kind of takes them into a dark place.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, he's lived through a lot.
well,
Yeah.
and he has those little ones now too. I mean,
Yes.
like they probably keep him young. And,
Yeah. They look forward to
going.
seeing him
Yeah.
every morning, every afternoon.
And think about that when you're that young, to have someone consistent like that. That's not your parent. That's not
Yeah.
your sibling.
Constantly showing up.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
love
thing,
that.
showing up.
Still leaving an impact.
Right.
Okay, so as we talked about plans a little bit, not canceling plans, what do you guys have going on this weekend?
Are you cooking this weekend?
I am.
What you making?
What's
on the menu,
what's
Zach?
on the menu? I have a little Friendsgiving thing.
Ooh, I love
that I'm
that
gonna
for
go to,
you.
and I am making
Uh-huh.
the dressing. Now that's a question.
Okay.
Do you call it dressing or stuffing?
Yes, it is dressing.
Okay, dressing.
It's
And
always a conversation.
Right,
this
and I
time
make
of
it
year.
from scratch. Like you gotta make the cornbread and then do all the. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make
Okay.
that, and I'm gonna make candy yams.
Okay. Ooh, how do you do yours?
So I keep them chunky.
Okay.
No casserole. Keep them chunky. You gotta throw in some pecans.
Okay.
Obviously the brown sugar, butter,
Yes.
and then a little bit of
Ooh,
nutmeg.
Zach, you're making
Okay.
me hungry.
A lot of bit of cinnamon.
Do you do marshmallow?
The little ones, but I
Okay.
don't cake it on. Like I'm
Yeah.
not looking for a layer, just
Yeah.
enough. But I'm telling you, the pecans.
Is
Do
that
it.
That's what
It does the
Bring
job.
me
There's
some.
something about that.
I want to try
What did you
more.
say?
I told him to bring me
Bring me some.
I've never had any
There's something about
pecans.
that crunch.
Yeah.
She's always asking for food.
You know what? I'll bring you some.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But no, because like on your Instagram, I always kind of see
cooking.
in your story you're cooking something.
Yes.
That's why I'm like, you got to be cooking.
I love to cook.
Yeah.
And I'm.
You
I'm
made
like,
beignets, didn't you?
I
for
did
Carolyn?
for Carolyn.
That is fancy.
She was very gracious about it. And those were not easy to make. Let me tell you, because
Yeah.
I'm not a baker.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like to cook. I like to grill.
Yeah.
But I'm not. When it comes to cooking, people always ask me when I post online, like, "What's the recipe?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't have one.
I just go
that's
for
how you're
it.
supposed to
From the
do
heart,
it.
you
From
know-
the heart,
Yeah.
a little pinch of this,
Right.
a little
Yeah.
dibble.
And
But
that's how
baking
my
is like
dad-
soothing, though.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's how my dad used to cook. Like even when I remember watching him cook, like
Yeah.
he just would
Go for
throw
it.
seasonings in.
Yeah.
Let the ancestors lead you to
Let
where,
the
where they lead you.
I love that. Anything else exciting?
No, I'm just gonna chill with my cat Ollie, do the Friendsgiving, and then watch the Chiefs game on Sunday.
Hang out.
Sounds nice.
It's gonna be nice though, so I'm like, should I get out, do something?
Well, I don't know.
You should.
Maybe
I saw
Sunday.
You all
maybe
were at a watch party last Sunday.
Yeah, I got a little intense.
No invite.
Oh,
no invite.
It was a little intense. I'll tell you.
Well, we can go watch together on Sundays, brunch hours.
It is.
I know it's a noon game, so
Yeah.
it's like
so she can watch the whole game because she
Yeah.
typically has to go to bed
Well,
early
let's do it.
Sunday.
Let's do it. Bottomless.
That's her one request.
Wait a minute. It is a noon game, so
It's
we'll
early
be fine.
enough.
Yeah, it's early enough.
Well, we're actually planning to go see Wicked.
Yes.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
I
almost started
I'm
singing.
I'm excited to see. I am excited to see it. I'm gonna wait though, because
Okay.
I'm not a crowds person.
Wait, but I have a question.
Mhm.
So with you waiting, you're not afraid of like
Of spoilers?
Yeah.
No. Because while I've seen the musical live first
Mhm.
off, and I know the story.
Yeah.
And I loved part one.
Mhm.
I didn't
Mhm.
watch part one until it came out on Peacock.
Oh, well, that's how I'm
Which, by the
watching
way,
it.
it's no longer on Peacock. I don't like that.
Where
What
is
do you
it?
They
mean?
took it off apparently.
We gotta watch it.
Stop,
tonight.
Zach. We were
I-
just making plans
I'm
to watch
pretty
it
sure
tonight.
they took it off.
Is it on HBO?
No,
I don't know. I need to find it. We're
no,
supposed
Universal
to watch
said
it.
we're gonna hold. I'm pretty sure it's not on Peacock anymore. I could be wrong, but I didn't see it the other day when I was scrolling.
Why are we looking right now? I do
They
too.
do. They do have a Wicked special where Cynthia Erivo
Yeah, I saw
and
that.
Ariana Grande they sing some of the songs from part one.
But no, I need the movie.
But the reason why I don't,
No.
the part it's not there.
No, hold on. Hold on.
I hope we don't have to
Pause.
see it.
You see this?
Go ahead and solve for us, Zach.
Breaking
This
They
is breaking
won't
news.
take my word for it.
Breaking
But no, to your question about am I worried about spoilers? I'm not, because you're gonna have people in the theater singing every song if they know it.
Mhm.
You know,
Oh,
and I'm not really
yeah.
trying. I was talking to Lauren Magarino about this because we're gonna go together.
Mhm.
It's like when we go in a couple weeks, the theaters won't be as packed, and you likely won't have people like,
That's true.
interacting with the film. Hopefully.
Yeah, that would kind of ruin it.
And
I'm
you know
not-
what? I may just wait till it's on Peacock.
No. He's like, the more I think about this, actually.
I might talk myself into waiting.
No, but they might put it on Peacock soon.
No, I think they're gonna do what they did with part one.
Oh my
What
God.
did they do with
Now
part
we
one?
gotta
they
find
waited.
it.
They waited until what? It was around Oscars, or maybe after the Oscars to put it on there. I felt like it was a couple of months after
Yeah.
it came out in theaters,
That's-
which makes sense.
I don't know why they took it down, because we really need it to watch it.
It's okay. I'll pay for
I'm
it.
sure
It
there's
says that.
Yeah, you can.
It's
you
on
can
Amazon
buy
Prime.
Yeah, you can buy it on Amazon Prime. Or you know what you do? Lauren has it. Connect with her.
Oh,
What do you mean, like DVD?
No, on Amazon Prime.
Do they make it on DVD anymore?
I don't. That's why I'm like, what do you mean she has it?
Do you know what a DVD is?
Okay, no, we're gonna find it. We're gonna find it.
No, I'm sure it's available somewhere.
I am sad that they took it off Peacock though. So my Feel Good Friday just went.
Aw.
It's all right though. We're
We'll
still gonna
find
watch it.
That is our to do today, because
Yeah.
I can't go see it until I watch the first one.
Mm-hmm.
So, are you all familiar with this show?
Yeah, so I saw it live as well when the show came to Denver when I was living there, and it is amazing, the musical.
Yeah, I saw like portions of it.
How do you think the movie stacks up to the stage production?
So I don't remember exactly everything about the musical, the stage production, but I do think that don't bully me. But I do think that the movie is better. No, the musical, the
Wait a
stage
minute.
production
Okay,
is
so-
great. Here he goes. The stage production is great from what I remember.
Well, I think
But
they're
I
two
will-
different experiences. I mean, I love live theater.
Yeah.
And when you have actors or singers like hitting the notes that are in some of these shows, I just saw Anne Juliet playing at Music Hall. Mind you, if you love like 90s, early 2000s
I heard
pop
it's good.
music,
Yeah.
and William Shakespeare, it's a really nice mix. But when it comes to Wicked, like to see that live and to see them sing those numbers, even like the Wicked special that's on Peacock right now with Cynthia.
I
and
did see that
Ariana,
the other night.
Like it's just impressive that
Yeah.
they can hit these kind of notes in real time.
Live,
Like,
yeah.
and so, by the way, Wicked is coming to Kansas City.
It is.
like in the next year or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. So, and I anticipate because of the movie that you're going to have a lot of people going to the live version at Music
to
Hall
see
when it
how
comes to
they
town.
compare.
Yeah.
And I will be one of them because I forgot.
Same. I will be there too.
So I will be there.
It's a date.
Always looking forward to those. Well, we will have another Feel Good Friday come next Friday. You all have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you right back here on Monday.
Bye.